Hello and welcome to careerpropeller.com. My name is Jonathan and I'm here to help you to get the job you really want. Today's video is about doing 5 quick things that will supercharge your career prospects. Sounds easy, doesn't it? Actually, it is. If you do these 5 things, it's going to make a big difference to your career. So the job you're in now, the jobs you want to have, your career prospects, it will make a big difference, believe me. So let's get straight into these 5 things. Number 1 is network. I know that strikes fear into the hearts of some people. Networking is very different now to how it used to be. Networking used to mean going to conferences and meeting up with people and making small talk and introducing yourself and all those things that sometimes you probably don't want to do. Networking nowadays is very different. We have social media, we have LinkedIn, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have Facebook. There are lots of ways you can network now, but the most important thing is actually to do it. Now, I would suggest 2 platforms to you. One is LinkedIn, without question. The other one is Twitter. So let's start with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a business social networking platform. I'm sure you've heard of it. You should have a profile on there. We're going to do another video at some time about how to write a really killer LinkedIn profile to attract the employers that you want to work for. We'll be doing that in another video, so watch out for that one. But LinkedIn is something you just have to be on. You've got to have a decent profile on there. But the thing you can do with LinkedIn is you can professionally network with people you want to work with or work for. Now, if you do this just every day, it will make a massive difference to your career prospects, to you and your career prospects. So 15 minutes a day. I mean, we've all got that sort of time. I know people are busy, but you can make 15 minutes a day, every day. Okay. So what you need to do is go onto LinkedIn, search for people in your industry or people in an industry you want to work in, and find the relevant people. So where, you might want to connect with managing directors or HR directors or IT directors, depending on what sort of industry you want to work in. Find those people and send a connection request. There's some debate as to whether you need to put a message on there or not. Some people swear by that. Some people just send a connection. I think on balance, it's probably better to send a message, and it's up to you to come up with a message that you want to use, but something along the lines of, I'm in the industry or I'm looking to get into the industry. I would really value a connection with you and perhaps to follow you and get some insight. Things like that, or perhaps, dear Nigel, whoever the person's name is, I'd be really keen to connect. I'm looking to move into this industry and I'd be really keen to learn any tips from you. Just that sort of message is non-confrontational. You're asking for help. Or alternatively, you could just send a message saying it would be great to connect. You don't necessarily have to put anything more than that. It's completely up to you. But the most important thing is to do whatever you're comfortable with. Okay. I would make 10 connections a day or send 10 connection requests a day. You don't want to overwhelm it. And also LinkedIn, if you're sending too many requests, will throttle your account. So they will stop you if you're spamming people, basically. But if you're strategic about it and you're searching for the right people and you're sending, say, 10 a day, which will probably take you about 15 minutes, then that's about right. Then as time goes on, once you've made the connection, you need to actually interact with those people. So keep a list of the people you're connecting with. And let's say a post comes up from one of these connections where they've shared a bit of insight into their industry. Drop a like on the post and a comment. Okay. They may remember they've connected with you, but they may not. Now, typically what happens is if someone likes a post of yours on LinkedIn or comments, definitely if they comment, they go and look at your profile. Okay. And this all comes back round to the way you've written your profile. And we'll come back to that in another video. But you can basically put yourself out there in terms of making people aware that you want to move into an industry or you're available for work in an industry. And also you can talk about your achievements and the things you've done in your life, which will attract those people to you. Okay. So LinkedIn is one thing. Do it every day, 10 connection requests. It will make an enormous difference to your career prospects. Twitter is another one. And Twitter is actually much underused, in my opinion. And I've done this myself. I have made connections and eventually ended up meeting people in real life who are very, very senior. And I probably wouldn't have got them on LinkedIn, to be honest. They, a lot of senior people go on LinkedIn, they'll dip in and out. They don't tend to respond to messages all the time. Sometimes they can get overwhelmed. They get loads of messages from recruiters, which is why I say, be strategic in who you're trying to connect with and why you're trying to connect with them. And then you want real interaction. But on Twitter, it's a similar thing. What I found on Twitter actually is that some very senior people have Twitter accounts that they have hardly any followers. So they're going on there, they're posting, they're not getting any interaction really. They're getting no likes, they're getting no comments. But interestingly, you can start following these people. So do a bit of Googling. If there's someone you've identified on LinkedIn and you want to connect with them, maybe do that on LinkedIn, but also look on Twitter, see if they've got a Twitter account and follow them. Once you've done that, again, it's about interaction. You've got to you're basically building a relationship with these people. So go on there, like some of their posts, drop a comment now and again. Don't be spammy. Don't send loads of comments and certainly don't go and say, I'd like to get a job with you. It's about building relationships. So drop some insightful comments on their posts and they will start answering you back. I promise you, this is what will happen. They'll start answering you back. And then, after a while, you can say, hey, perhaps we could meet up for a coffee. We've got a common interest here. Or you could say, being very honest, look, we've been following each other for a while. I'm really thankful for the insights you've been giving. Would you have 10 minutes for a phone call? I'm looking to move into your industry. They are very, very likely to say yes, because I've done that and it works. Okay. But you can't do it straight away. You can't connect with someone and then say, let's have a coffee. It doesn't work like that. Okay. You've got to build up a bit of goodwill, build up a bit of a relationship. But if you bide your time and if you start now, it will work. I promise you. So number 2 is read. Okay, read books, listen to podcasts, read articles and blogs online. Every day, set aside half an hour, let's say, it's not very long really, to read a blog or read an article from somebody that you're interested in terms of, an industry that you're in or you want to get into. Okay, this again leads on to sort of networking, because if someone's someone's written an interesting article or they've recorded a podcast and you're interested in it, you can tell them, say, look, Nigel, we go back to Nigel again, because, he's obviously featuring heavily in this video. Hey, Nigel, really liked your article. I particularly liked the bit about, IT security, for example, or the threat of cybersecurity phishing that's prevalent at the moment. Okay. Obviously you need to have read the article in the first place, but then you can comment on it. Now, people appreciate comments. They appreciate the fact that you've taken the time to read the article. They will come back to you. Believe me, the things I'm talking about here will put you head and shoulders above other candidates, other applicants for jobs. When a CV lands on someone's desk, the reality is you're just another name. Okay. You might have an impressive background. If your CV lands on someone's desk and they say, oh, look, it's Jonathan who has been messaging me on LinkedIn. And actually, I remember we had a quick chat 10 months ago for 15 minutes. We had a good phone call last year. I'm going to give him a call. I won't even bother to put that through our normal procedure. I'll give him a quick call and just see what he's interested in. So it really, really helps, okay, to read, because you're going to learn about the people you're trying to connect with. But equally, you'll just learn things anyway. You're going to learn more about the industry. Okay, it's important. Do that half an hour a day. Set aside time to read. The other thing I would say, the next thing, is to model behaviors. Okay, if you're in an industry or if you're in a company and you see someone who's very, very successful, there's a reason for that. Now, it could be that they're very disciplined. It could be, and probably discipline is definitely one of the things that they'll be good at, is being disciplined and doing the right things every day. But model their behavior. Again, spend 10 minutes having a coffee with them and have a chat and say, what do you think makes you successful? Why do you think you're hitting your target every month? Or, why do you think you're winning so much business for the company? Or why do you think you're your designs are always picked by our marketing department. Whatever it might be, find out and then model their behaviors, because if they're successful in that environment, if you do similar things in your own way, you will be successful too. Okay. The next thing is ask for projects. In other words, ask for opportunities. Loads of people don't do this. Okay. It's so important. Your boss, your manager might be thinking, oh, Jonathan's a bit lax, doesn't seem to show much enthusiasm for the job or to progress. I might be absolutely raring to get responsibility, to take on more responsibility, to take on a project. They don't know that. Okay. You've got to ask for it. Okay. You don't ask, you don't get. You've heard that before. It is absolutely 100% true. You've got to ask for opportunities and say, look, I want to take on a bit more responsibility. Is there a project coming up that I could be the project manager for? Or is there a project coming up that I could be more involved in? They won't know that you're up for that sort of thing unless you ask. Okay. So ask for a project. The final thing I say in this video, and probably the most important, is to be consistent with all of this. So as we said, network, you do every day. You go on LinkedIn, you go on Twitter, you follow people, you interact. Eventually that will lead to meetings and phone calls and opportunities. Okay. Read every single day, half an hour, get a book, get Audible, other services are available. Read blogs, read articles, read newspapers, whatever you can. It's going to give you insight into industries and jobs and all those sorts of things that you want to get into. Okay. The more knowledge you have, the more power you have. Okay. And the more options it gives you. Model behaviors is our third point. So modeling behaviors of people who are successful, very important. Asking for projects is fourth. Now, again, you've got to ask for opportunities. Otherwise, people don't know that you're keen. All right. You can do it. You know you can do it. So do it. Okay. Ask for opportunities to take on more responsibility and put your head above the parapet, as they say, and you'll get credibility for it. Okay. And then you'll get more opportunity, because when they see that you can do more things, they'll give you more things to do. Okay. And that matters for the job you're in now. And it matters certainly when you're going to go for interviews, because then you can say, I put my hand up to do this project. It went really well. And even if it didn't go well, you can still learn from things. Okay. You're moving forward. You're getting better. That's so critical. And our fifth point again is be consistent. Okay. Do this stuff every single day and you will rapidly see that you're making huge progress in your career. Okay. And the ultimate goal is you want to get into a senior position as possible in your dream job, in your dream industry. You can do it if you're consistent. Okay. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And we will see you very soon.